Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana, and I am so excited to be celebrating 10 years of meaningful conversations with you. As we step into our new primetime hour, it's such an honor to share this exciting new chapter with you. So whether you're starting your day out, headed to work, or listening from wherever you are, this hour is designed to bring you thoughtful dialogue, fresh insight, and inspiring stories so you can make every moment count. So thank you for being here with me today, and let's dive in. We're here today with special guests, Rachel Smith and Rhyan Shirley, and they're here to share with us their new children's book, The Invisible Backpack. So how do families stay connected when one parent is always on the road for the music industry? Well, today's guests are here to share with us just that. Rachel Smith and Rhyan Shirley are the co-founders of Stagewives. They created the organization to provide emotional support, practical tools, and connection for families holding down home life while their partners are on tour. Through community spaces, education, and advocacy, Stagewives exists to strengthen and support the families behind the music industry. So welcome to the show, Rachel Smith and Rhyan Shirley.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, what an honor it is to have the both of you here and to talk about this. I just love this book. I know it's a children's book, but I feel like it's also for adults.
Oh, 100%. It's meant to be a therapy tool between touring fathers and their children. So yeah, it is definitely as much for adults as it is for children, I think.
But it's already been helping me and my daughter connect with my husband on the road more. So I think it does applies to everybody.
Yeah, we're excited about it. We can't wait.
Oh, well, let's talk about this a little bit. So what inspired you both to create Stagewives?
So we actually met back in 2018 at a production party, and our husbands were working at the same company, found out like, wow, our wives are very similar. Let's introduce them. And then when we met, we were like, oh my goodness, this person knows exactly what I'm going through, living like a single parent while our husbands are on tour. And it was incredible because we built a village between the two of us. We would do laundry together, do dishes together, raise our kids together, and it made this lifestyle way less lonely. And so
yeah, I would say it helped go from survival to being able to thrive.
Oh, absolutely.
And out of that friendship, we created Stagewives.
Because we realized we're like, okay, this was so life-giving to us. Why is this not available to more people? And so we decided to create Stagewives. We've talked about it for a while.
Yeah, it's gone through lots of phases.
Yeah.
Lots of different branding, but I'm really happy with where it landed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, so it's just I'm so grateful for the friendship that we have, and we would never have been able to find each other if it did not happen to be that one production party that doesn't happen very often, especially with freelancers. So now we've given a spot for people to find their village instead of like just navigating and happenstance finding upon someone who's in the same situation.
Instead of women trying to find their own village in this crazy lifestyle that is incredibly lonely, we decided to bring the village to them.
Yeah.
And I think it's been great. We've only been a organization for about, I guess, a year and some change now. And just to see how many women have come to join the group and find each other. And we primarily offer this community group on a private Facebook group and obviously social media, but we have a platform for a podcast called Offstage and On Duty, and of course our children's books, which is why we're here to talk today. But it has been a beautiful thing for us to pop on to the Facebook group, make sure everyone's doing okay, and then realize that Raye and I really aren't even needed because these girls are asking questions and other women are just popping in, introducing themselves, offering advice, giving, prayer and love. And it's been such a beautiful thing to watch this group grow.
Oh my goodness. Well, and congratulations on the release of the Invisible Backpack.
Thank
I
you so
know,
much.
I mean, what an accomplishment. And you guys are even on the Kelly Clarkson show.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, that still doesn't feel real to me. To hear you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, we did do that. That did actually happen.
It was a great little segment. I loved watching it. So why don't you share with us a little bit about the Invisible Backpack? I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, so we actually wrote the Invisible Backpack for visible reconnection between the touring parent and the child. Rachel and I are both mothers, and we noticed within our own kids a lot of resentment and frustration when their fathers would go on the road, because being so little, they don't have language for these big feelings. And we've even seen it in our stage wives where there have been instances where it's been difficult for them to explain why daddy has to leave, what he does on the road, because, to the kids, they're just like, well, he's hanging out with his friends. And sometimes even to the wives, they can feel that way if they're, feel in a state of frustration. So we decided to write the Invisible Backpack to, one, help the child or children understand what daddy does on the road, give them some context, and remind them that he is always thinking about them, and hopefully offer some reconnection for the father whenever he gets off the road too. The story follows a little girl and her father, whom they both have invisible backpacks. And it's just really a representation of the heart, right? But whenever he goes on the road, he fills his backpack full of memories and love. And she fills her backpack with momentous occasions like losing a tooth or her favorite moment of the day or something she really wants to tell daddy at bedtime, but she can't because
Or even like,
he's
I
in the
found
middle
a
of
cool
show.
rock on the side of the road.
Yeah, it can literally be anything. And then whenever they get back together, whenever he comes home, they unzip their backpacks and they're able to share all of these moments that they, quote unquote, missed with each other. And it's like no time has passed and he was there the whole time. So we're hoping to just give children moments of reconnection. We're hoping to give the dad a resource of feeling seen and feeling represented. And also, my big hope with this book is to help moms with those hard conversations.
Yes.
And to be a resource for them of like, why is daddy gone? And if you're a stage wife listening to this right now, you know how that feels of being overwhelmed and stretched too thin. And you're feeling frustrated and you're like, I don't know why he's not here. You know what I mean? And even just giving them the moment of a deep breath and they don't have words, they don't want to explain again. They can open up this book and read it to them. And it's a reminder and a centering moment for both parent and child.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
what an important book. My goodness.
yeah, we're so thrilled with how it turned out. Our illustrator, Trey Bailey, just did a fantastic job.
Oh, he did so good.
Yeah, and just to share this other segment of it, because I am just so excited about it. And it wasn't even until we were writing out a full description of what the book was that we realized that this book is from Stage Wives for Stage Wife, being published by two people who have been in this industry for a long time, and illustrated by a guy who went on tour for years and years before he decided to go full speed into animation. So every part of this book is from the people who understand this industry so incredibly well. And it was just kind of a sit back and, oh, wow, we didn't really plan that. Like, that was amazing. So yeah, we're really proud of it.
It's amazing how everything comes together, especially this book. I mean, it's so well done. So how would you say that this helps like families to build resilience? Because I think it's so difficult when you have a loved one that's traveling, especially touring.
It's such an interesting dynamic because when dad or mom or whoever is gone for so long, a lot of times there's you as the parent that's home have to carry the emotional weight of both the kid and the parent that's touring and yourself and your spouse, and that's a lot to carry. And so this has been super helpful, at least especially for me and my daughter, of like, hey, here's something like tangible. She can see what dad does on the road and actually, have words for it. I've always had a hard time explaining what he does. My husband is specifically a monitor engineer. And so that's such a conceptual idea for a kid. And right now there's like no books for touring industry, or, maybe there's a few for like an artist, but not really anything for the artist's kids. And so this gives like a way for me to say like, oh, he's going on a tour bus. He sleeps in a bus. Isn't that cool? And he gets to go to all these different cities. And like, we have some of them represented in the book, and these are where they go. And he has like a concert and music, and it gives something tangible that they can hold on to and see. And so it's been helpful for me to like be able to use that book as a guide and a resource for her. And then also for her to just see like she reads it every night that he's on the road, and she gets to say like, that's what my daddy does, and I'm proud of him. He's gone, but he's still here in my heart because he's got an invisible backpack and I've got an invisible backpack.
And he always comes home.
He always comes home. And we have like other stuff that we do as a family. Like we use Marco Polo a lot and video chatting back and forth, and we'll just send video recordings. But like this is a way for her to, he gets to enter into her little kid life with a children's book, and then she gets to have a lot more positive affirmation around the idea that he's gone, instead of just my daddy just leaves and now he's out in the ether somewhere and I don't know what he does. I don't know how to explain it to my friends, but now in her little kid voice she can explain it to her friends and say this is what he does, where he's at. And
I think my favorite thing about the invisible backpack is that it goes from him leaving and then while he's gone and then him coming home. I think it builds resilience in that way of the story doesn't end and life doesn't pause while daddy's gone, which is something that we focus on a lot in our group on Stage Wives. Is we don't have to stop our life. We don't have to stop our joy. We don't have to stop, happy things from happening. And we can still include dad in those things by filling our invisible backpacks, writing things down, like taking notes of what we want to tell him, whether it be on Marco Polo or on FaceTime or when we do have an opportunity. And I love that at the end of the book, dad always comes home. And I think that is a good, especially for kids, a good light at the end of the tunnel of like daddy always comes home.
Well, and I think too, for my husband, at least what he's mentioned is that this gives him a way to feel like he's present in her life while she's home, while he's gone.
That's really special.
Because like he comes back a lot before we had this book and this resource of saying like, I feel like I've missed so much. I feel like I don't get to be there as a part of those like special moments in her life. And so like he did miss out on her first tooth loss, and that was, big deal for my daughter. She's 5, and it was, that was a big deal. And so she was so sad that he didn't get to be there for that. And he was like, I don't want to miss out on her life, but this gives an opportunity for him to feel present and included.
That's really beautiful.
I think it just brings families together in such a unique way that otherwise, as you both have been talking about, there's this big struggle in order to be, feeling connected with your family members. Because, I mean, it's tough when you have a family member that has to travel and be gone and have the kids trying to figure out, okay, where's daddy? Where's mommy?
Yeah. Well, and I think too, one of the biggest struggles with the touring industry specifically versus just a, traditional, 9 to 5, like dad's gone 9 to 5 and comes home, is that the touring life, the timing of everything there does not line up with the kid's life at all. When he
say the least.
When he has free time, it's like during the day, depending on what his role is, but it's like either during the day before sound check. And then sound check happens when kids are usually getting home from school. And then once sound check is over, then he's starting to get into like the actual show, and the show goes late at night and the loadout and all of that. And so like the entire time that the kid is home from school, going into dinner, into bedtime, he is completely unavailable for video calling, for texting, for phone calls. And if the person on the road is in the production side, a lot of times even during the day, they're loading in and setting up and doing all this troubleshooting and back end stuff. And so in reality, like there's maybe 30-minute window a day where
Mm-hmm.
he has time to be able to call. And if that doesn't line up with the kid's schedule, then like that week long of him being gone, he's maybe had 5 minutes to 10 minutes of crossover with their kid. And so the connection side of it is so difficult when it comes to like schedules. And, you know, that's even not even considering that the time zones.
Oh yeah.
If they're out of the country or on the different side of the continent.
So much to consider there that most people never even think about. My goodness. I understand that you have some very cool invisible backpacks that you had debuted at your book signing. I'd love to hear about those.
I mean, I'm actually going to let Raye explain more of what that is. We're honestly, we're so excited about them. And that was a really,
it was really cool to be able to have like, so we had invisible backpacks made that have, they're clear backpacks similar to the backpacks that are required to go into a concert or a venue space. So that's kind of like a fun little tie-in to the industry. But we have in there a guide of how to use your invisible backpack and basically telling the parents and the kids like, hey, this is something to put in memories and mementos and different parts of the kid's day, and then you kind of go over that together, and it's like a little holding spot for all of the things that you want to share when the timelines don't line up. And so we had in there like these little tear-off sheets for prompts, for
like writing prompts
and stuff. There's coloring sheets for that reference back to the book and different scenes from the books and all like the happiest moments of like the families together and the dad and the kid holding their backpacks when in different locations and still being connected through love. And then we've got crayons and stickers from the books. Like it's just,
of course,
just
the book
like,
itself.
Of course, the book itself. Yeah, that's also included. But it's just like it's a fun, comprehensive little bundle of things to put the book into action.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be able to dig into doing that with my daughter.
Oh yeah. We wanted the book to be a therapy tool, but also to give kids of a younger age, especially toddlers, you know, between the ages, I would say, of like 3 and maybe even up to 8, just something comprehensive.
Even 10, like
but something comprehensive and physical to be like, okay, this is a cool, like you said, concept, but like, how do I actually put this into action? And so that's where the physical invisible backpacks came into play, and we're really excited to just hopefully hear stories of how it's been impacting families.
Yeah. You know? Now that the party is over, we'll be debuting those backpacks online soon. So if they're not on there yet, just stay tuned. They will be soon.
That's exciting.
Yeah. So very excited for that. And it's just cool to see how this is all coming together, and something that was so conceptual that we've had for years in the back of our head to do. We both felt called into this.
Yeah.
The timing of everything has just been like amazing.
Yeah, it really has been divine timing on everything. And it's been alarming, but also rewarding to see how much of a need and a niche that this has been. Just creating coloring pages for kids that are specific to our industry and this book. And yeah, we feel very honored and blessed to be able to bring this to families. So.
Well, and you had mentioned something I want to dovetail into. You talked about just how this helps, maybe from like a mental health standpoint or psychological standpoint. So how is that happening? Do you have doctors that have worked with you or maybe commented on just how this helps to bring families closer together?
Yes. So we have actually got an in-house therapist that we've been working with quite often. Her name is Samantha Beretta.
Love you, girl.
We shout out, baby. She has been so amazing, but she is also a stage wife. And so from the very beginning of us setting up Stage Wife, she was one of our first podcast guests actually on Offstage and On Duty. And she has really helped us kind of develop this idea of what would be helpful and beneficial for families. And when we were we've written 5 books for this series that we're releasing called Touring Tales, specifically again for our industry. The first one being The Invisible Backpack. But as we were in the editing stage and in the early beginning stages of writing, we definitely reached out to her a few times. It was like, hey, does this make sense? Like in this part, like what would you kind of lean on as far as language goes? And then on the back of our book, she actually wrote, she was our only forward for this book. And we actually were very intentional about that because we wanted, again, everything to be from Stage Wives for Stage Wife, and her being our in-house therapist and being a stage wife herself and having 2 young kids and having a husband that also tours. It just meant the world to us for her to be along on the process, but also to be our, I guess,
Sounding board.
Yeah. That's a pun.
Sounding board.
But more music puns, everybody. But yeah, for her to be our sounding board for this book and for her to just be such a like big part of the process. Because obviously Rachel and I are not licensed therapists. We care a lot about mental health though. And especially, I mean, if you go listen to our podcast, Off Stage and On Duty, we really focus a lot on taking women out of victim mentality and into a victorious mindset where this is hard. We can say that out loud. And I feel like we acknowledge that in the book as well. And from time to time, this can be extremely difficult, but we are not going to be victims of our situation. And actually, our publisher, Rhonda Halbert, who's just an incredible woman. Again, also a stage wife. Crazy. She once said that a well-fed woman feeds her entire community. And so our again, tying back into the mental health state of it, if we can provide a resource for kids, it also takes some weight off of mom. And if mom feels like she is taken care of, that her jar is not empty, but actually full, she becomes a better mother. She becomes a better wife. She becomes a better employee. If she becomes a better homeschool mom, if that's what she does, everything is elevated in the life of stage families. And on that same note, healthier tour families means a healthier touring industry.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's our goal was for it to be all encompassing in mental health, whether it be with kids, with parents, and honestly with the industry as well. And so, we've already seen the fruit of that in some of our pre-order books. We got some really sweet messages actually this morning, and yeah, we're thrilled to see how it's going to continue to thrive. It's honestly so mind blowing to even say that out loud, because we hoped and we prayed and we've worked and we've cried and we've and we have stressed to the amount of stress dreams we have had over this book release. And just to say that wow, this is working is almost shell shock a little bit in a good way, way.
Oh my goodness. Well, what a journey. So let's talk about the Stage Wives website. I mean, who is that for? I'd love to hear a little bit more about who this is all intended for.
Yeah, so Stage Wives in general is meant for mainly women who are married or dating into the industry or fiancéed into the industry. And so us as a group is encompassing to them. The website itself and who we cater to there is not just for Stage Wives, but it's also for a location for all of our resources to sit. And the resources can be including but not limited to, the wives, the husbands on tour, the children, the stage kids, the artists and production companies, and people who want to support the families behind the touring industry. Stagewives.com is where we kind of keep all of that. And we will be, as the website and the community grows, we have a lot of really awesome plans for what's going to be going on there, including access to therapists and to different organizations that feed into the community. And so there's a couple different nonprofits that we know of now. We're in the back end of building a nonprofit as well for the community, and all of that is going to end up living on the website and being a location and a hub just for if you are associated with the music industry, or even honestly wives of athletes, anybody who is gone for extended periods of time on the road and you are holding down the home front, whether that be with kids or without kids, this is where you go to find our podcast, to find our books, to find our merch, to find access to therapists. And if you want to support and grow this community, you can also go onto the website there and be able to find like, how do I support? How do I help build up this community? Because again, like what Ryan said, a healthier touring family will produce a healthier music industry. And I think right now, especially with, what all has been going down in the music industry and like a lot of the negativity that's around some of the things there happen because there isn't visibility on the family side. And the more visibility on the family side and bringing families back into touring life, the more... Best way to say this, sorry.
Yeah, the healthier the environment will be in general. And going back to your question to Marianne of like, who is it for? There has been a lot of stage wives whose husbands, like one of the stage wives I'm thinking of, she's a lawyer and her husband is a professional auditor. Like he has nothing to do with the music industry, but he travels quite a bit for work and she's a part of our group. And one of our stage wives is also like what Raye said, a football player.
Or they're in the TV film. TV film is a big industry. So I mean, if you come to our website and our community groups and whatever, like you're gonna have to bear through some music puns.
Sorry, those probably won't be going away anytime soon.
No. But all of the content and the actual meat of all the stuff that we have to give you is so beneficial, regardless of if you're in like the music world or not.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys have so many resources there. Where can people go to learn more about all the great resources that you have and also to purchase the Invisible Backpack?
So our main hub for where to find everything is going to be www.stagewives.com. And we also have an Instagram at Stagewives, Facebook at Stagewives. And then if you are a stage wife or married to somebody who travels, the private group on Facebook is called We Are Stage Wives. And you'll have to answer a few questions to get in there just for security reasons. But that's where you'll be able to find your community, communicate with other women. And then we have our podcast called Offstage and On Duty that's available on all podcasting platforms.
Yep. And basically anywhere that you listen to podcasts or social media, we are there. TikTok occasionally if we're feeling spicy.
But for book sales and merch and all of that, that would all be stagewives.com. And yeah, so that's where the hub for everything is.
Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. Yeah, thank you for having us, Marianne.
Well, thank you, Rachel and Ryan. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and not only to talk about Stage Wives, but also your new children's book, The Invisible Backpack. All information can be found at stagewives.com for more information and to be part of their community. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You're listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.